Welcome back to the channel. This is Radio Jonesy, and this is the top 5 regrets of retirees. I'm taking advice from a few of my elderly friends, and this is their top 5 regrets. The first is travel. A lot of them now wish they traveled in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. They're just getting a bit harder to travel these days with medications and medical things. I don't know how you're going out there, but a lot of my friends have been saying they wish they went to Italy and traveled around Europe and through America and a few other places. It's one of the top 5 regrets from my group of friends that are already retired. The second, believe it or not, is money. They wish they spent their money already. They wish, not all of it, but they wish they splashed out. So instead of being built up with stress and, the whole universe sort of piles down on you with, you must save for this, but you have to have this amount of money for that, you need to buy this, you need to buy that. They wish they spent their money and enjoyed themselves through traveling, through home entertainment, bigger TVs, nice computers, education, a few other things that they wish they spent their money on. And that is probably, for me, hearing that, they wish they spent their money. When one of my mates told me that he wished he spent more money in his youth, and I laughed and said, "Why don't you want to give it to the kids?" And he says, "No." He said, "We're only here for so long, and I just wish I did more with what I had at the time instead of having all this money now that he's not really spending." But that's a strange one, but that was the absolutely travel and spending money, like two of the big things from all these guys that I know. And they've all come up like individually and told me part of their journey that they wish they did that. A third one is health. Of course, health. It's like, think back to your youth. You play sports, you do what you do, you're active, you're doing your life, and then you get into the grind. You're buying a house, getting married, settling down, working your 9 to 5s, doing extra for the boss to try to get the promotions, and you sort of forget about you, and you let it all just sort of slowly catch up on you. Like, and I am definitely one of those people. I played sports in my youth. I've been super fit. 14K road runs for the football team, and just basic things you think you can do forever. But as over time goes by, you stop doing these things, and it all blends into this sort of person that you become, who's focused on work, focused on getting money in the bank, focused on paying the mortgage, trying to get the mortgage paid off, buying the nice shiny car, focused on having kids, giving the kids everything that they need. You forget about yourself. So that was another one, their health. And if you can control your health at a younger age, like if you're in your 40s now and you're hearing this, you'd be going, okay, I really want to focus on getting fit. So when I reach 60, I can be that active 60-year-old, still playing tennis, playing golf, having fun, having a few drinks with your mates, active and moving around, walking down the beach, going fishing, doing all that sort of stuff. And when you sort of put it all back to when you're retiring around 65, 66, 67, and then you start going to do all these health checks, and you become man, I have to do this, I have to do that, I got to go give blood work, I'm worrying about this, I'm stressing about that. And if you took a bit of time 20 years before, it would have been good. You would have had the opportunity to keep your health, all the disease, all the problems that come with either eating incorrectly or just getting older and slower, and you're not active like you used to be. Yeah, that was another one of their complaints or their talking points was just to be more active. In that they wish they were more active because now it's their health that's sort of slowing them down. I'm doing things in the retirement, which retirement should be the time of, hey, I'm going out and having some fun. I'm heading down the beach. I'm going to play golf. I'm going to play tennis with the local tennis club. I'm going to I'm just going to go see the grandkids. I'm just going to pick the grandkids up from school. Just things that you take for granted, but sometimes when you let your health get a bit down, you all that stuff just becomes too hard, and you don't get to do it. You put it off. There's an excuse, but they all wish they had their health a lot more. They looked after themselves in their like 30s, 40s. So when their 50s, 60s come around, they were very active. Yeah, and another thing, which is one of the five things that my study into my local community, my friends, my mates that have retired, the first five has been, they wanted to travel, then they wanted to basically spend more money, which sort of goes hand in hand when you really think about it. They wish they'd kept after their health, but here's another one that you wouldn't think of. So they wish they had more hobbies before they retired, because when you do retire, you slow down. You get out of bed when you want to get out. There's no structure. There's a bit. They go flat. They sort of think of like one of my close mates was saying, like the guitar there. He wish he learnt more guitar. He played a bit more, took a bit more interest in his youth. And I said, mate, you've got 20 years of good life to live. Get out, do some lessons, enjoy yourself. So hobbies are a big thing. Like whether it's gardening. Like, man, I'm an old hardhead football player, music lover. I'm into gardening now. Who would have thought? Not me. um, and where I live, into gardening. So these are good hobbies that the retirees were into. But where I live into gardening, we're getting attacked by the local wildlife. So we've got these wallabies, which are called paddy melons, here in Tasmania. And man, they eat everything. They're like, if you're in America watching this, it's like deer. They'll come in, eat your veggie patch, eat your lawn, make a mess everywhere, and then disappear. And then in the cover of darkness at night, they're back again. But anyway, so if you're watching this, I know I'm waffling a bit, but if you're watching this, don't forget, get into some good hobbies. Get into some maybe elderly sports, gardening clubs. There's local community groups like we've got our local government. So you go down to local council, they'll put you in contact with all these retired groups. There's the men's shed, which you can go there and do woodworking, metalworking, all sorts of men get together and do their mateship, fellowship, and fix things, make things. So that's another good one here. But think about it before you retire. What do you want to do when you retire? Because a lot of them retired into retirement, which is this big shiny bubble going, let's retire. And yeah, what happened is that they just slowed down, got out of bed. There was no structure. There was no, each day was, we just blended them into the next, and they weren't enjoying their retirement as much. When one of them went into a retirement village, then his whole world just exploded because there was a structure there. There was the local card night, the bowls night, the music night. There was just structure. So he really enjoyed living that part of his life. But just before you retire, if you're thinking, what am I going to do when I retire? Just make sure you've got some sort of sport, something that keeps you active or keeps you invigorated, like whether you want to walk down the beach. I'm going to go to the beach every day of the week in summer. Just little things just get you active. But that was one of their gripes, that they wish they didn't just retire with no sort of focus on what we will do after we retire. Next is going to really, the last one, which everyone that I spoke to, this was their big thing about retirement. You wouldn't think so, but they all wished they retired early. A lot of them said they should have retired 10 years before they did. In Australia, right now, your retirement age is 67. So 67, you haven't got too many good years left under your belt if you're not looking after yourself. So a lot of my close friends and associates that have retired wish that they retired in their 50s. Like, I'm still working. I've slowed right down. I'm sort of at that cross of casual work, only so many days a week. It keeps me active, it keeps me busy, but a lot of my mates said retire and retire now. Take your super, either invest it somewhere, but I'm not a financial guy, but take your money, retire, go see your local accountant, work out which is the best way for you financially. But yeah, they all wished, for health reasons, for travel reasons, for money reasons. Yeah, they all wished they retired early. Yeah, who would have thought? Would you actually think where you are today? Are you comfortable today? Do you need another $200,000 to put towards your retirement? Because I tell you what, you can make your money stretch. I know that today's environment is really crazy. Everything's gone up, inflation, the costs of living, it's ridiculous. But, once you put your mind to it and you focus, life is good. Anyway, this is Radio Jonesy. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.